All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. I'm coming to you in word of you have no power. You have no power. What is going on in the world today is what has been going on in time past since the beginning. And that's why he says, same yesterday, today, and forever. Because we're thinking that because we're living in this day, that we're going to make a change in the way we do things, the way we live, the way people say things, the way people are acting, the way the system is. We really think that we have the power to change it all. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. And we don't have that power in which we are pretending and claiming and acting like we do. We are so lost without a cause. Sister Deborah can say that. And the reason so is I realize that we as lost as we want to be, we are as lost as we want to be. Too much is out here. Too much to see. Too much is before us. Just too much has been given to us. Too much. But yet, we are still lost without a cause. And the reason that is because we think we got the power to have it our way. We think we're rule. We think we control. We think we can change the way things is and was and shall be by our conversation and what we feel. You can't do it. A lot of times we don't even understand it. We just breeding stress onto ourselves because we're thinking that, okay, if I talk about this and if I just keep expounding, keep on speaking and keep on, all you're doing is bringing stress and possibly depress upon you. Because when you get to the point where you're walking in the light and you can feel the Holy Spirit within, let me tell you, you'll realize as Solomon and many others, wait a minute, I don't have no power to change nothing that no one is doing, no one is saying, how the people are acting, how the people conduct themselves. Even though they were prophets that was sent by Yah, they still, at first they thought that it was going to make a difference in what they say and how they approach the people when he or not gonna say she, but when the prophet would go to the people, the multitude, even the leaders among the multitude, and tell them what thou said the Most High Yah. See, they at first thought that, okay, they're gonna take heed, they're gonna listen. Oh no, they never did. They never will. Okay, so even back then, a lot of them lost their lives because of what Yah charged them to do, and that was give them this message, tell them this and tell them that, let them know this and let them know I said this and let them know I said that. And they lost their lives because these people got so tired of hearing them to the point that they went after their lives. You know, they seek to destroy them, and they did. They killed prophets. Many prophets got killed, and you would be surprised if someone ever did a study and tell you how many in numbers lost their lives that was sent amongst the whole house of Israel to tell them what I said the Most High Yah, and they lost their lives. Who took their? I mean, who was the cause, or who was said to have taking their life, their own nation. But don't forget now, their lives are set in Yah and not in man. But their own nation put their hands on them. Okay? So it's the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. But what we're experiencing today, as I said about the power, we really want to run around and think that we have the power because we got subscribers. We want to think that we have the power because we got likes. We don't even understand. We ain't got nothing, y'all. We ain't got no power. We ain't got no power. There's no power there. We just think we do. And what I'm going to cover and why I come up with this topic is because I was asked a question. I think it was early this morning. And I received how many? 2 verses, 2 chapters and verses. And when I read it, I was like, Father, what is it? What should I tell this individual? I mean, that's how I felt about it. But when I dug into the word, I didn't do it, but the Most High led me in his book, in the book, and told me, read this and read that. So I read the verses in the chapter and the verse in which the individual asked of me. And it was about Saul, okay? And how Saul and his 3 sons lost their lives, and how the Most High Yah told Saul that his 3 sons and himself was really going to die in this next battle that they were about to enter in. And Saul was troubled by it, greatly troubled, because not only Yah was telling him he was going to lose his life, he was telling him his 3 sons as well. And it happened just like that. But when this person gave me the verses, the question was, what did the Most High, let me go on, meant when he say, Saul, you and your 3 sons shall be with me? When the individual was wondering, why was Yah saying that Saul and his sons shall be with him? Why was Yah saying that? And when I got into it and the verse, I felt so good, you guys. I felt so good because it was something just so basic. And in it, I was looking at it, I was like, well, anybody should be able to cap this off. But it ain't like that. It's not that easy for people to read and understand, because the understanding is a gift that Yah has in his Ruach HaKodesh. It comes to give you understanding. You see, when one can teach you all things, you best bet understanding rests also within all things. If one can come and teach you all things, understanding is the first and the last of those all things that individual will be able to teach. That's why he said, in all your getting, oh, you want to get knowledge? Get it. But if you want to get wisdom, get it. But in all your getting, you better get understanding. Because see, understanding makes wisdom sit down. It'll make knowledge sit down. Because it'll give you the fullness. Oh, I'm live. I know it. I told you. That's what I wanted. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So in all your getting, understanding is it. But this topic is about you don't have no power. And you really think you do because you have people liking you and you have people subscribing and praising you and glorifying you and putting you up. But when it all said and done, you have no power that rests therein. What has happened is, I'm going to tell you, I did not know this. That's why I said, whoever this individual was, it was meant that they asked me that question, because the Most High gave me this whole ideal about the power. And I'm like, well, what's the deal, Father, y'all? He said, Deborah, they think they got the power. They think they don't have nothing, but they have all the power. You see? But I said, Father, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. He said, but it's deeper than that. He said, the reason why people are now continuing to deceive many and mislead people based on their own personal opinion and their own understanding and their own knowledge and their own wisdom is because it makes them feel that they have the power, and it takes it away from who really owns power. Let me tell you I'm going to show you what it mean in this here. Let's go to, the topic was, you have no power. Y'all want you to know you don't have no power. Even the power that Yeshua said that you shall receive after you receive the Ruach HaKodesh, that power is at, I would say, like a doormat before you, because you don't use it. You just walk in and wipe your feet on it, and when you come in and go out, just wiping your feet and just keeping it going, because that power is not used. Why? It was given to you, but it's not used. So you don't have the power that rests therein, that's activated, because we don't think that the power means anything. It holds no weight. And that's what's going on among people today. They don't serve Yah as the creator with all power. They serve him like he's a man. Okay. He say that the way that they're teaching him is like unto a man and not a creator that has all power, that created all things. He said, if you notice, Deborah, when they teaching, they're not expounding on how great I am, how powerful I am, how I can move this out of the way at the same time, move this and flip both of them over. But he said they don't care about that, because they want to hold on to the power of deceiving and manipulating people to where they take it out of where it originated, which is in Yah. And they take it and teach people as if he has no power, no authority, no nothing. He just there, someone that they're talking about. He said they trying to teach him, trying to let people know about him and who he is with no power. With no power. And even though I kind of feel that, I would have never came up with that topic until that individual asked a question about Saul. And we're going to get into that, because I'm going to show you how you have no power and he has all power. But the way I'm going to come from the back end and back to the front end, and we're going to get in the door. Okay, here you go. We're going to start off. Now, this is a verse that he gave me that really kind of threw me off a little bit. But then as he kept giving me these verses, I started to put it all started to fit. And I said, Father God, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. And where he started me off was Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. And when we are done, you're going to see how they have, not him, they have taken out of their mouth, out of their teaching, out of their even fleshly understanding, him that has all power. And they just teaching you as if he's Yah, but without the power, you see. But we're going to learn something regarding this power, and that you don't have nothing and you never had it. Because see what I mean by those who are trying to teach and make people think things are just going on because it's just going on, as if he wasn't the one that had the power to create the beginning to the end to every issue that's taking place. When you deny that, you deny that he is not the power over it all. How can he be the beginning and the end and don't have no power or control over the beginning and the end? He can only come in when you open the door and let him. No, 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 no. He is the beginning and the end to any and everything that exists. Now take that power with you. Okay. Now, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, but let me see how I'm going to do this. No. We're not going to go there. We're going to go Genesis chapter 2. We're going to go Genesis chapter 2, verse 7 first. And that's how we're going to bring him in and show you that you ain't never had nothing. Only thing you have is what he has given you. And even that is like a doormat at your door, because you go in and out, not even thinking that, wait a minute. If he is in me, he is all power and some. Then if he is in me and he is all power and some, what do that make me? You see? But you don't know. You could care less about greater. Is he? Only time you want to use him is when you having issues in life. Then you want to claim greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. What happened before that issue that came before you and you quoted that? Wait a minute. He's not greater when you're ready to use him. He's greater before you can use him. He was that before heaven and earth was here. He's going to be that even afterwards. So whether we want to give the power back to the powerful is one, that's on you. But it's too much power out here that he has dispersed, and you don't see none of it. You don't see none of it because it's being taught to people that it's nothing. When you take away his power from what he have said and what he have done, it take away from the power that rests in the people, his spirit that rests therein. It takes from them. They don't know how to manifest. They don't know how to bring it forth. Why? Because when you're teaching them, you don't teach them as if he have any power. So how can he be so great? That's why no one sees him to be anything outside of when they want to use him. When things are getting hard, then he's my all in all. But even in that situation, until someone is on a deathbed or something horrible and wicked is happening, and then all of a sudden they want to call on the power and claim the power. But before then, where is the power? Wait a minute. Where is that power? You don't know where it's at. You can't find it. But it's with him. Where it always been and always will, whether you like it or not. Okay, now listen to this. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7. And I'm going to just kind of go over it so we can end up where he wanting us to understand, okay? Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And Yah formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Okay? He did one thing. Formed man from what? The ground. When he said he formed man from the ground, that means we are of the dust. Okay? Our outer man, flesh, is of the dust. Okay? But he said he did something else. And he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. The breath of life, okay, is Yah's. It don't belong to nobody. It don't belong to Yeshua. It don't belong to Satan. It is Yah's own breath. If someone was dying and their breath has out of breath, What is the first thing you do? You give him CPS and try to give him what? Breath. When Yah is saying he gave us the breath of life, it belongs to him. Life belongs to the Father. So when you running around here thinking you got the power to swing life your way, use a fool. You use a fool. Not only are you born a fool, you're going to die a fool. This is when, this is where we have taken the power. When Sister Deborah, how are we taking the power? When you take the breath of life, which is the power of a breath, being able to live, breathe, and put it in your authority and not the one who has the authority to give it to you, you're taking away from his power. You're making it look like this is my life. I do what I want. You ain't got no life. You ain't had no life. You see this breath? It tells you here, into his nostrils, the breath of life. The breath of life belongs to Yah and Yah only. Not Yeshua. That is power, y'all. That's another realm of the power I'm talking about that has been taken. Preachers, bishops, pastors, evangelists, teachers, prophets, prophetess, ministers, they don't know nothing about that. What I mean, they don't know nothing. They don't know how powerful the breath of life is. Want me to tell you how powerful it is? It's so powerful. When it come in smooth. When it want to come out, it come right out. And when it go in and go out, people say, oh, that person took his life. Oh, that person lost his life. Wait a minute, you ain't lose nothing. Why do you think Yeshua? It is said that Yeshua said, no man took my life. I laid it down. You see what I'm saying? Going back. You ain't giving the power to a man to take my life. I know what the life is. So ain't nobody took my life. I laid it down. That's showing you that's the power. You see, and we take that and we really swing this thing about our life. Yeah, we can control everything. How can you control everything and you ain't even got the power to control the breath of your own life? That shows you ain't got no power, none whatsoever. Because if you can control the breath of life, then nobody couldn't tell you nothing. You see what I'm saying? Watch this here. And it says here, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And Yahuwah formed man of the dust of the ground. Okay, there go the flesh. And he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Once he breathed the breath of life into man, what also came with the breath of life? Man became a living spirit. A living spirit. Why? Because the breath of life came with a living spirit. How? Because the person was an angel from the beginning. You see? But when Yah breathed in him the breath of life, now he become a living spirit, which once he was just an angel. Now he become a living spirit. Okay? That's power. No man can mimic that, even though they doing it and they thinking it. They even teaching they can do that. They can do anything that y'all can do. I can do better. That's what they tell people. They teaching people. And that has been going on for hundreds and thousands of years. No one willing to own up to the fact that you don't have no power. Now, when you get to the point of power, you have to give him the praise and the honor and the glory from allowing you to have him in you that has the power. But when it come down to you, you ain't got nothing. It's him that's in you that allow you to be able to heal, to wake the dead. But guess what? You can't wake the dead. You can't heal. You can't use the power when there's no faith there. And you done been, how would that, deceived by many pastors, many teachers, many seers, many watchmen, many Moors. I think they're more, no more, right? Many, how would I say it? Hebrew Israelites, many Catholic churches, Christian churches. You've been pastors, bishop, priests. You've been deceived by them all to where you don't know his power going or coming. And it rests within you. But you only can afford to wipe your foot on it going in and wiping it going out. You can't even feel that the power is present therein. And that's sad. You ain't got no power. It's he that is in thee that has the power. That's why he said, after you receive the Holy Spirit, you shall receive power. Why? Because the power now rests in you. Where's your power? Because if it had to be you, you wouldn't have no power. But because he that is greater in you, that's where the power really is coming from. Okay. Now, here he's showing you that in Genesis 2:7, the breath of life and becoming a living spirit. This is power, y'all. This is power. And he's going to take us back to really let you see how that power began at the beginning, where it stood. And it answers also the question the young lady had, I don't know if a male or female. No, I think it was a male who had asked me that question. Beautiful question, because it made me have to abide in what Yah was showing me in the scriptures. It made me get in it and read it good. When I said read it good, with my mouth shut and listening to what the Ruach was teaching me. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. That's my book there. That's my book. But the power, that's something that, say if you come upon a situation and you in the car, somebody in your car, you didn't know they was in your back seat and they telling you to drive here and drive there. See, that power, knowing it, that person would jump out that car and take off running. I'm serious, you guys. That power is just that powerful. But because we haven't, I ain't gonna say we haven't been taught. It's because we don't want to hear, we don't want to be taught. We want somebody that we can see and believe. In Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. And it reads, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yah who gave it. That breath of life, breathe in a spirit, you see, into thee. That's what that breath of life is. So when we run around here talking about, this is my life, nobody tell me what to do. I got one life. I'm going to live it the way I want it. We said it all the time. Nobody tell me. I got one life and I'm going to live it. You get what I'm saying? That life never been something that belonged to you. It was only bringing you in. It's going to bring your butt out and see what life you can live. You don't have the power over life nor death. You might think you do, because that's what people teach us. That's what they've been teaching for years. Why do they teach that? Because they so in tune with taking the power away from Yah, so no one would know how powerful he is. That's what it's all about, y'all. And when he was teaching me this morning, I was like, Father, that is so true with all the churches. I don't care what denomination, no, whatever religion, I don't care who it is. They always seems to take the power away from Yah and claim it for themselves. And they list it according to flesh, their understanding, their wisdom, and their knowledge. And he's sitting over here saying, but Deborah, look. In Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7, then shall the dust return. That's your flesh. So we know your flesh don't mean nothing. It's going back to where it come from. We know that it's nothing but the ground. Okay, but watch this. To the earth as it was. And the spirit shall return unto Yah, who gave it. That's what you call power. Power. That's power, y'all. And we don't have no respect for it. We don't have no respect. We don't have no respect for it. Even when Yeshua came down, Yah gave him the power in the heavens and on the earth. Did we have any respect for it? No, not even his 12. You see? Never having respect for the power that rests therein. Even to today. Denying the power. That makes so much sense. But I liked how he said it to the point where he don't want us to be drilled that the power is being denied. Because it ain't going to change it. It ain't going to change nothing. It's been denied since the beginning. Since the beginning. Ain't have no fear over the power. Could care less who the power is. Power can bring you in. It can take you out at the same time. Do you care? Nope. Because when we have heard about the Most High Yah, whether it was Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, whoever in any religion, they always seem to teach him with no power. Why? We're busy making the power us, and we have no power. You see, we're so busy claiming the power, and we have no power. Here in Ecclesiastes, he's telling you that your fleshes go back to the ground, but your spirit returns to him. Why? Because he's the one gave it to you. It came in the breath of life. And you become that living spirit now. To where you was a dead one into his breath. You see? Gave you the spirit to live with his breath. They come hand in hand. But when it's time for you to get out of here, all he's going to get back is his breath. He's going to let your spirit sleep. Oh, yeah, because it ain't coming back to me. But the breath, it will return. You see, the breath comes back. You see, in which it came from. The spirit goes back in which it came from, but it's going to a place. I call it the place of sleep, but it's a place Yah has. It's Yah's place that he has where everyone sleep. Okay? So it goes back to him, but it goes back to a place that he has assigned the spirit to sleep until judgment. A lot of people thinking you're going to hell and heaven. No. He can't put you in the hell and then come back and take you out and say, come on, come see me. Let Yeshua judge you. Wait a minute. Didn't I come from hell? Why would I need to come back to the throne to be judged? It don't make sense. We sleep. And that sleep is still a place of Yah. We go back to his place. But the breath of life returns back into the Most High Yah. Okay? Now, let's go to John 1. Yep, it's John 1. and 4. And what I'm saying is that what y'all was teaching me this morning is, Deborah, they don't want to teach me with the power. They don't want to tell nobody about how powerful I am and how I am all power until somebody die in their family. And a lot of people won't even teach it at all unless it's something hurting in their family, in their immediate family, where it's hurting their heart. Then they would, oh, he has the power to deliver you. Oh, yeah. Oh, he got the power now. See, but you got to give him that when you come to really, really know him. That's why he said the gate was narrow and very few shall find their end. Find what? What is truly righteous. Because a lot of people could care less. They don't care about the power. They don't care about anything. But by us living in these evil and wicked days, oh, y'all, I know many of you all have seen the things that's going on. And I'm not just talking about the jab and the V. I'm talking about, woo, the things that's going on. Let me tell you, you can be able to call on that power with just your authority if it's activated. But you just can't wait till you get in a situation and say, okay, I want it to come now because I'm in the situation. No, it has to be activated. You have to use it in your faith and trusting that whatever, in whatever way that you go about it, y'all gonna deliver it and bring it and deliver it with, because you're gonna trust that that power do rest in me. Why ain't I using it? Because many don't believe in his power. They think they are the power. That's why they don't feel that they can use it, because they think they are the power. They don't understand greater is he that is in thee than he that's in the world. So it's he that's in you that carries the power, in which Yeshua said that thou should do greater power. Remember, he said, yeah, that we should do greater miracles and signs and wonders and greater signs. Where do y'all see him? You know why you don't see him? It's because we have nothing in us, or nothing to really hold on to and trust that the power of Yah do rest within us. And that at any time, at any time, you can use it. But you know you can use it when you believe it can do whatever you put your hand for it to do. And then when you see these things, these different signs and wonders that you can actually do with now believing that the power is connected to the Ruach HaKodesh that lives in you, and that you can call that power to be and deliver, or whatever situation, then you would say, you mean all these years, no one said anything about it. No one talked about it, even to today, because everybody wants the power for their platform, and because they want the power to rest on them, so that people can like them and subscribe to them and be about them. They don't want Yah to be recognized as all power. But where they lost at, they don't have no power. None whatsoever. That's why Sister Deborah said, when a lot of them be hooping and hollering, and then they're not talking about nothing spirit and truth, oh, you better watch out. Then you ain't got no power to get somewhere and sit down. You see? Because see, they think that they can teach people without no power. You see? No authority. Because they've been doing it for so long. So in 1 John, he got me here at chapter 1. We covered this many a time. In verse 4, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. Okay. And the light shined in darkness, but the darkness comprehended not. So here he's showing you that he gave man his life. That breath of life. That breath of life came with the spirit that shined. And then in verse 9, John chapter 1, verse 9, that was the true light. That true light is capital Light, which lighted you and I, every man that cometh into the world. So you know how Adam had the breath of life? He said he lighted every man that come into the world. That was a spirit. You see? And his breath. So if it's his breath of life and his spirit, how did it become his? The image of him is a spirit. So he get a lot of our Negro men has claimed that he's a Negro with dreads. Not just Yeshua, but Yahuwah. They really think that he's going to be a black man coming down doing this. And who, Father? Yeah, do people understand why everybody when he come, everybody gonna know who he is? Yeshua. You know how they gonna know? He coming in spirit. Ain't no knees gonna, you know how the knees gonna bow? Because when they see it, they gonna realize, wait a minute. You see? Even the Negroes who say they the people, the knees gonna have to bow, because when they see it, it ain't gonna be like he's over here and they don't see him over here. He's over there and they don't see him. When they see it, they gonna see him for who he is. He is a spirit. And that's what's gonna cause the knees to bow. He ain't coming back down here just like a man in the flesh. He's coming in the spirit. And he's coming from up high. And when he comes, every knee is going to bow, because they're going to be looking and seeing it. It ain't going to be that one can see it and the other one can't. No, every eye going to see it. So that's power. Okay. Now here in John 1 and 4 and 5 and John chapter 1 and verse 9, he's telling you, I am the main light. And I have given every man that has been born a light. I sun it through my breath of life. That's power. That's power. And we deny who he is. We run around here saying my mom and my daddy, that's how my daddy met my mama, and and that's how I'm here. No, baby, please. He said he knew you before you was in your mother's womb. So is that not power? That someone knows you before your mother knew your daddy? Before your mother even knew herself? That's power. No one wants him to have that. And he speaks of that in the first chapter of Romans, how they deny him, wants to treat him like a man. They have. And he was explaining to me today that that's why all the churches and the temples and sanctuaries, synagogue, all of them, they have denied him, his name, and his power. You see? Because they got him like he's a wimp. And they all that and some. And they got people serving them as if they're more powerful than Yah himself. And the people what? Fall away in great numbers. Because after they lose the trust in those that they have followed. They don't know which way to turn. So they said, forget it on every corner. And they fall away totally. You think y'all care? No, you won't follow me no way. You cannot accept Yah and not accept that he is all power. And this power is real. Stop giving yourself all the power. When he bless you, give him the glory and the honor. He's having all the power to make these things work for you. Don't go giving it to yourself, making it think it's all about you. And what made me speak on this is when he was teaching me after the young man, I don't know if he was young or whatever, but the questions he asked me about Saul. Y'all visit Saul and told him, you and your 3 sons would be with me. So the question was, why? What did Yah mean when he said with him? Guess what he mean? I want me to tell you. I know you ain't gonna never know. You won't ever get it. He's telling him, with me, Saul, this time tomorrow, with me, you and your 3 sons shall be with me. Let's go there. Let's go to where that is. Where was that? Where did she take me? Where did he take me? Saul. 1 Samuel. So I'm almost, yeah. I don't even know what verse it was. Saul. First Saul 20. 1 Samuel. I'm sorry. First Saul. First Saul. I think it was 29 or 28. First Saul. Is it First Saul? Okay. First Saul 28 and 19. This is a question someone asked me, okay? Moreover, this is First Samuel. I'm sorry, First Samuel 28, chapter 28, verse 19. This is the question they asked. Moreover, the Lord said moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hands of the Philistines. And tomorrow shall thy and thy sons, tomorrow shall thy and thy son be with me. Now, this is what Yah is saying to Saul. This is what Yah is saying to Saul. And this individual, I was writing it out, and the Father told me to halt. Okay, but I'm going to show it to you all. In 1 Samuel chapter 28, and you see 19, Yah is confronting Saul, okay, about what he's about to allow to happen, okay? And in the verse 19, you will see the word tomorrow shall. And you'll notice it's slanted. That's the power. That's the power. He said what he said mean, and he means what he said. And that's what he's saying. It says, moreover, Yahuwah will also deliver Israel with thee into the hands of the Philistines. And tomorrow shall thy and thy sons be with me. The Yahuwah also shall deliver the hosts of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. This individual was wondering, and I didn't write the other one down. This individual was wondering, why would Yah say that they would be with him? That means that I was explaining to him, that means they would die. And what did we read? What did we read in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7? Your body go to the earth, but what? Your spirit returns to Yah. So he's talking about Yah going to be with me. In a sense, you die. And your spirit going to return back to where your breath of life, in a sense, but your spirit going to sleep in my place, still returning back to me, because this is it. And the other thing that really got me was in verse 31. I can't remember what verse 31, and I'm trying to figure out where that was. 31. They went to battle, and it was said again. Let me see. No, okay. In Samuel chapter 1, 31 and verse 4. It's where they did, when remember his sons did die, exactly the way it was said. I'm telling you, Yah say what he's going to say, and he means what he's going to, he means every word that he says. And he told him, and he did. Saul's 3 sons died first. So Saul decided to fall on the sword, in a sense, kill himself. And his other arm bearer, he killed himself too, when he saw Saul had killed himself. But Yah had told him that you and your son shall be with me. That means I had to explain to the individual, that means they're going to die. And with me, because their breath of life is going to be returned back to Yah. Okay? See that power? That power sit and tell you, I got you going out tomorrow. It's coming. Your breath that I gave you, I'm getting it right back. It's coming right back to me. That's power. This man standing living, and you telling him that you're gonna his breath of life that he's using of yours is not his, but your breath of life in him is gonna return to you. You giving him the upper. So when Saul saw that his son died in the battle, he went on to decide to take his life, and that's what he did. He fell on the sword because he was already told if he didn't do that, they was gonna kill him. So he had to die. He killed himself by falling on the sword. Why? Because Yah had already told him, I'm taking you and your son. That's it. I'm not playing with you. Y'all gone. Tomorrow, my breath of life coming right back to me. Zoop. And Saul, it said that Saul was so troubled that night. Ooh, I just imagine how that could feel. You knowing that Yah spoke to you and he's about what he's saying. He say what he's about. And when he spoke it, it pierced all the way into you to you knew that when you go into this battle, that you knew that your sons was going to die and you were too. You knew that was it because he gave you your death sentence. That's power, y'all. That same one that control that situation, he turned around and tell the beast, come here, put your hand in the midst of the judgment of the whole house of Israel. Put your hand in it. But you better have kept that light on. You think the beast ain't saying, yes, sir, yes, sir. You think the beast ain't telling that to the Most High, y'all? Yes, sir, yes, sir. You think Satan don't say, yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. But we run around here and act as if he has no power, no control, no authority, and he all that answer. And we running around here like we got the power to make the choices. And we got the power to do this and to do that. Yeah, you got the power to your flesh and look for it to enter into the ground. Because anything else is in his hand. Okay? So this question brought me to this here whole idea about the power. And it's really, it's deep. Go to John 3. John 3, the Gospel of John, chapter 3, and verse 19. Verse 19, 20, and 21. This is 19. John chapter 3, verse 19. This is the condemnation that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil. They love darkness better than light. They love evil better than righteous. You see? Now, verse 20. For everyone that doeth evil hate the light. You see? Neither come to the light, lest his deeds be reproved. Verse 21. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest. Now see that? Why is it? Why is it that the light, many don't want to go in that direction? Because Yah has already, through his power, prophesied. The right gate is very narrow, and very few shall find their end. When he said he had a small remnant, you better believe it. He know what he's talking about. And I like this small remnant, you guys, because his power has already designed to full Zion up with men, to where it's going to have just as many or more, it's going to have more men than women. That's what that's all about. when he went to telling Ezekiel, these dry bones, those were men. Okay. In Ezekiel, Ezekiel 36, he was telling, no, was that 36? 36, I think it is, where he was telling Ezekiel how he's going to bring a multitude of men over to Zion. After he cleaned it up, he ain't cleaning it up like going and use it and clean. His power is going to get it back like it was in Eden, in the Garden of Eden. It's going to be just that nice. And once he get that power do that, then that's when he's going to clean us up in the midst of what after he cleaned that up. You see, he's going to clean us up. When I say us, honestly, I know I'll most likely be asleep. I'm going to be waiting for a judgment. I mean, I'm not too take me to New Jerusalem. I mean, to the promised land. No. Take me to New Jerusalem. That's where I want to go. That's what I want to see. But all of this that's actually taking place, what we're experiencing now, we cannot even move in the proper direction of life to where we can give him the glory and the praise and the honor. If we're going to do that, we have to give him the power. It ain't that we have to give it to him like we got it in our hand. We have to give it to him in our hearts. We got to recognize that, Father, all power is in thy hand. This jab, this V, all this stuff that they've created and continue to create, let me tell you something. It's in his mighty hand. And because he said that, he ain't said that, but he been said it, but this is what he's saying in my head right now, is because they denied the power, because they never knew that the power was always ever present. Throughout the beginning of Genesis all the way to Revelation, you hear that right hand and that stretched out arm. That's the power. So because you didn't go to church and you didn't hear him tell you about Yah's power and what he can do and what he has done, just reading out of the biblical, if there's a church, a pastor, a priest, a bishop, just reading the book will tell you all the power, but they don't do that. They don't want you to do nothing. They get in here and they read you all this stuff so you can think that they got the power to teach you and give you revelation and understanding. That's the only power they want. That's the only power. People on these platforms, on the media, Facebook, Instagram, Patriots, YouTube, and Twitter, all of them, that wants to pretend that they're activated in Yah. Let me tell you something. You won't ever hear them claiming the power. You ain't gonna hear them. You ain't gonna hear them. And I never forget. I remember when I was teaching Bible class, the first time I started teaching Bible class in my home, I remember talking about the power, and how the power is of the Most High. I mean, it's forever present in what it's capable of doing and how it does what it can do. But where I got in it deep was, he said to me, he said, let me tell you, a lot of them think Yeshua came, and that he just came as the son of Yah. But they don't understand. He came as the son of man, born to a woman. My power is the son of Yah. And because they never did they study, because they never shut up long enough to sit up under me, Deborah, and let me teach them, they went to school and seminars and learned from their bishops, their pastor, their daddy, their uncle, their grandpa, everybody who I am. And none of them was willing to shut their mouth and sit down and learn of me from me. That's why today they still yet lost without a cause. And when this V hit, all the churches closed. And it was almost like they were happy. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. It was almost like it was something good. All of them closed. I'm serious. You weren't doing nothing, no way. Why I was open, you weren't doing nothing. Because in the churches, they were represented to they was represented as the power. That's why people were paying so much tithes and offering and going there and pretending they getting healed and they played it all the way even to today. Role playing. But the power was never there because no one ever discussed or ever brought up the issue. Or wait a minute, hold up. Why do we learn about the Most High Yah? But we learn about him, but don't never talk about his power because they don't want you to talk about his power because they want you to look at them as being the one that has the power. Even on these other platforms, they don't want you listening to nobody but them because they feel they are the power. Y'all son us down here, and that's what we are. Like a lot of them, do you know a lot of people are on these platforms, these other platforms, using it as a job? They saying that they're on here and laboring, speaking about Yah and teaching the Bible, and that's their job. It reminds me of the Christians, the pastors. They get paid. It all reminds me of this is how they do it. And then they teach him with no power, as if he exists and there's no power in him. They teach it as if he just, like he said in Romans, like a man. And he's nobody. He don't have any power. None whatsoever. And the power, let me go back. Genesis. I'm going to sum it up. I'm going to sum this up. The reason why he was saying this is he's going back. This is what he was doing with me, y'all. This is the way he was giving it to me today. He took me back to Genesis chapter 1 and 26 and 27. And Yah said, let us make man in our image. Look at the word our image. After our likeness. Look at the word our likeness. And let them have dominion over the fish in the sea and so on and so on. Notice, he said in 26, and Yah said, let us, almost to the point where it wasn't just him. Watch this here. In our image, in our likeness. Then when you drop down to 27, so Yah created in his own image. But wait a minute. Who is that you talking about? Us. Our image. Our likeness. Let us. Then you drop down and it says he created man in his own image. In the image of Yah created he him. See there? That's power. Because that right there have confused trillions. I'm just saying, I'm just over exaggerating when I say trillion, but just that many people in different religions. That there confused him. You know why? They took his power away and they taught the word without the power. And that's why the whole world is screwed when it comes down to knowing really who he is. And then people might say, well, why the Europeans, they don't know this and they don't know. A lot of them do. They know exactly who he is. A lot of them. Especially those who stole the identity. Oh, they've been knowing. They got it nailed. But they don't even understand his power gave them that right that they have right now over in Jerusalem. See how ignorant they are? That same power got them where they at, thinking they who they say they are, or they can continue to portray it the rest of their lives. It's amazing how their children don't even know what their parents is doing. Don't have no idea that their parents have stolen identity and destroyed millions of people to steal their identity. And they bringing their children up and the children don't know anything about it. So a lot of times when we looking over there and we saying, when they stole our identity, they took our name and they lied and they lied. But guess what? That's their children over there portraying to be the people, because that's the way their parents brought them up. You see, just like many of ours over here, you couldn't tell them that they are Hebrew Israelites. They are from the house of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No, you couldn't. You couldn't tell them. Only place they believe they from is from Africa. That's it. You see, that's the only thing they willing to accept. Outside of that, you can't tell them nothing. But that's exactly like over there. But it doesn't matter, because the land itself belongs to Yah. And he has caused it and said, because it is desolated and polluted in his eyes. And that it is. That's how he see them, even those that's living on there, on the land. But see, he's going to clean that up. He's going to destroy them and then clean that up. But even them that's over there, they're going to find out as well. Our fathers lied to us and told us we were. You see? See, a lot of us thinking they're going to come here to the United Snakes and say, oh, you are one of the people. No, baby. This is deeper than that. That's because they don't want to teach you. Anytime people teach you about Yahuwah, teach you about his Sabbath, and teach you about everything they feel they can teach you. But if anybody on this devil platform is teaching you about Yah and teaching you about Torah and teaching you about the laws and the commandments and ain't teaching you no power, you better run. You better run. Because without the power, the breath of life couldn't have came. Without the power, when he said let, it wouldn't have took its course. Why? Because in the beginning he said let. Wait a minute, what you telling something let? As if you setting up something and something got to let. No, I'm talking about my power, Deborah. So it's his power we have to see to understand everything that you see him. And when you see him in everything, you go outside and you look at the trees, you look at everything, you see Yah. You see, I've been doing that for years, y'all. Y'all probably think I'm crazy, but I've been doing that for years. I would go places and I would even step outside and just look. Oh man, this is Yah. Why? Because this is his power. This is what his power has created. Even the minds, giving the man the mind to develop and create a car, is Yah's power that he has given them. You see, even the wicked, his power was given to him by Yah. You see? Do y'all understand the power? This is what I'm talking about. We denied the power that reside in this creator from the beginning to the end. And we want to teach people about him like he's a man. We got to get out of that. He ain't a man. He ain't a flesh. You know, that's not who he is. He's above all and anything. And all things has been created by him. So when we speak of him with all power is who he is, what he consists of. Stop speaking of him like he's somebody's man. And as I was talking to someone, also was that today or yesterday, I think it was today, that's why you hear a lot of our males calling him. And I've heard many people, even women, call him their daddy. Baby, do you know the difference from a daddy? See, they want to call him all these names that makes them comfortable because they have claimed the power to know it all. So they don't want to just say, okay, I know nothing. He know all things. You see, that's giving him too much power. What you mean, Deborah? He know all things. We can't give him that power. See, they don't want to take it and give and show people that this is who we should be looking at. The one who hold all things. The one who controlled all things. Wait a minute. This is the one that gave us the breath. This is the one who breathes into us, and that's why we're living? You mean to tell me? That's power. And what we have done for thousands of years, and us today, and Deborah too, we continue to teach him, teach people about him as if he's like a man, and he's not one that has all power, all authority. That's why people don't believe that he sees everything that's happening. He knows it all. He sees it. Because I used to think about how all those people that was hanging on the tree, lynching. Father, you had to have seen this. Yes, he did. He's seen it all. He knows all about it. At any time, he could have stopped any and everything. Somebody that holds that type of authority and that type of power, what does it? I'm gonna ask the questions in the live chat. Listen to this. And I'm asking this because this is what he just put on my heart. When we see him as all power, all authority, the beginning and the end, all power, all creation, all power, what happens to us? What happened to us once we see him for who he is? When we begin to see him for who he is, what happens? Can anybody in the live chat tell me what happens? Anyone know? What happens? Anybody know in the live chat? I guess not, huh? What happens when we become his and set free? When we start to believe that he is all power, Yeshua, he wouldn't have dared. He wouldn't have dared step over the idea of just skipping the power. That's what everything he said he's doing for his father. All that I have was from my father. All that you see is from my father. All that I do is from my father. What you mean from your father? All power. It's not mine, y'all. That's what he continued to say. It's my father, y'all. They miss it. Why do you think he told Peter, ask Peter, who do thou say that I am? After he asked the other, they didn't know. Because when Peter said, thou art the Son of the living Yah, he identified Christ in Yeshua, which is the power. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So that's another reason why people can't receive the keys from the kingdom. Remember, he gave Peter the keys. He said he gave him the keys. Why? Because he was able to identify Yeshua, okay, separate from the power, which was the Son of Yah, Christ. He was able to identify. He said, thou art the Son of Yah. See, there's a Son of Man, which is Yeshua, and there is a Son of Yah, which is the power, which is Christ. So Peter was able to say that, and that's why Peter got the keys. That's going back to what Sister Deborah said. The keys. These are things that they would never, ever, ever reveal to neither one of you all. Not one of you all will be revealed these things because Yah said if it was so, it could fool he meant that the very elects that he has chosen, okay, to be elects, because he's not going to allow us to be fooled by what people are saying, doing, how they conducting themselves. It don't mean nothing to me if I don't get one subscriber. That stuff don't mean nothing to me. Nothing. YouTube comes saying, if you make, I think it's these short videos, really short, you can make this and you can make it. Look, get out of my face. You ain't telling me what I can make. I ain't here to make nothing from you. I'm here to talk about my Most High Yah. I don't care about you and what you got to say. And whatever Yah gives me, it ain't going to be no 1 or 2 minutes. So get somewhere and sit down. I don't want to hear that. But and they put that on my thing twice. I don't want it. Keep it. Give it to somebody else. You in the wrong house over on this end. Go back over there where you belong. But for us to deny the power, it's a big thing because my people perish. I love how he says my people, but he said they're dying because they reject righteousness and truth because they prefer to learn of him with no power than he that has power. And the question was, what happens to us once we're able to identify that all power is in him? What happens to us when we have full understanding of the power that is within the Most High God? What happens? Yep. What happens? Yep. Okay, let me tell you what happens. When Sister Deborah know that he holds all power, all authority, that he has the power to bring life forth and to take life, when he has power to part that sea, when I have accepted in my spirit that he is not like a man, he is spirit and he is truth, and he has all power on the face of the earth, guess what steps in? I've already been given him the spirit of fear. Now you fear him. Why do you fear him? Because you know that power. You better. See, if you don't know him and you don't know his power, you ain't got no business fearing him. But you fear him because you know, wait a minute, he got power to slap me across my head and I'm out of here. He got power to raise me as far as he want to get me here and take me there, dump me here. He got power to take this whole country and flip it upside down. When you take it serious, believing he has the power, then that's when the spirit of fear say, hey, knock, knock, knock. Can I come in? You say, come on up in here. Yeah, I know. I better be feared. All that power, you're crazy. All that power he has, and I'm walking around here like I got the power. I'm teaching you. I'm giving you lessons, and I'm saying this and saying this. But then he's sitting over here with all power, and I'm acting like he ain't got nothing. You crazy? You crazy? He have already told me, I've given you the spirit of fear. Why? Because you know that power. You know that power don't play with you. And that's real. That's what the spirit of fear is, you all. Say, for instance, you are fearful. It's almost like a form of scared. Why? Because of what the individual can do once you realize who the individual is. Well, that's the type of fear. When you realize he's the beginning and the end, he all power and he created this and that. He done this and that. He come and teach you. He been with you since you was 40, but then I'm going to turn around and give the glory to man and woman. No. That's where you all, he has gifts of the spirit. The spirit of fear is a gift from him. It is not your flesh being fearful. Like your flesh can be fearful. You can walk right now out of your house and go into your car if it's nighttime and you'll be scared. Oh, it's dark out here. Anybody can be out here. That's that spirit of your flesh is fear. It's your fear jump on you all day and night. Okay? But where's the spirit, the fear in the spirit of he that controls and have the power over any and everything? Where is it at? Hey, Spirit of fear, what are you? It is a gift from the Most High God. Because when he sees that you know that he carry all power and he should be feared. And when he said he didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind, he's speaking of he didn't give you a spirit of fear. He gave you a spirit, a gift of fear, not a spirit of fear. And this spirit of fear is a gift from him. But the one he said, I didn't give you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. He's letting you know that don't let your flesh put you in a situation that it got your spirit fearing it. You see? No, you ain't got no business fearing it, but that's what you do day and night. Broad daylight. People going places and scared already. From what I see, you better be scared. All this stuff that's going on now. But what happens is when you know that all power is present, not some power, all power. Remember, I told you all, I have said to my children, I don't care what situation you get in life. When whatever situation you get in life, you say, don't call me, call on the Father. And I told her the Yah that my mother know. Let me say that again. You in a situation, I don't care what it is. If it's a death situation, an accident, don't call on me. You call on the Yah that your mother know. You call on 6 adult children. You call on the Yah that your mother knows. Why? That's how much power I know he has. That's what I trust in. That if they called on him, he would be at their beck and call. Why? Because that's the power that I come to know. And that's what I tell them. Because I tell them y'all should do more reading and understanding what he's consists of, who he is, so you can learn of him yourself. But you run around here and want to do you, I tell you what, you get in a situation. Just call on the Yah that my mother knows. He'll be there for you. Don't call on me. Don't you dare call on me. You better call on the Yah that my mother knows. And you know what? I've said it so many times. They really believe it too. They believe that if they call on Yah that they mother knew, they believe he gonna come. They know it. And they know they haven't even been through anything, but I'm just still saying, any situation you get in, you better do that. Call on the one that your mother know. Because that's the one, your mother know, the one that holds all power. She put him where he should always be and gonna be. And if I'm in my grave, you still call on the one that your mama knew. And he'll come running. You all, when we give him back the power in which we're trying to hold and pretend it's all about us getting glorified, us getting recognized. And do y'all know there are people on these platforms getting glorified, getting praised, getting uplifted, getting all the glory and strives in light. And let me tell y'all something. They don't teach nothing about his power or who he is. Because I'm going to tell you another thing. This beast thing, I even sat here, and this ain't the first time. The beast answered to him. He knows about the power that I know about. I'm sitting here telling you to flesh and blood on this devil platform. I'm sitting here telling you all about Yah's power. And I'm telling you the same beast, the Antichrist, and all those elites and evil, wicked ones was created for the days of evil. They know about his power. Sister Deborah know about his power. What about you? Do you know? See, this is what I'm saying. We so in the flesh of trying to get what we think we need. We need to put him in his right place, in the ears of people, in the minds of people, in the hearts of people. And we need to add that to it, that he is all power, all authority. He is all that and some. And stop trying to make it look like we all that and some. And we ain't crap. So the same, I know that the beast know, the Antichrist, the false prophet, they know his power like I know it. So Sister Deborah want to tell you, there's many thousands could care less. They so busy deceiving people to believe that they are the one that has the answers, that has the right message, that has the right word, that has the wisdom, has the knowledge, has the understanding. They don't understand you ain't got nothing but your flesh upholding you. And you dancing to every music for the beast. And while you dancing to the beast music, the beast still fear my Yah. Fear my Yah. Why? Because he knows about the power. He knows about the power. But here it is, thousands of years in Christian churches, Jehovah's Witness, Catholic churches, all these here, Baptist churches, Hebrew Israelite movement, Muslim, everybody is wicked and evil when they deny who he is. Stop trying to gain his glory and steal the power that's resting in you. Ain't got no power. That's why I say I don't listen to what they say. Because you ain't coming down with spirit and truth and then power to back it up. Sit your butt down. You ain't talking about nothing. See, we got to give him what's due him. He's all that and some. He don't give a crap about you and your page, your patron. You can't go nowhere. Nowhere. Did he take his power so deep? He sat and told you where you was going and when you was going, how you was going to get there. Everything way back to Abraham. And here you are. And you denied that he has the power. He don't have no power. While you were where he said you would be 7, 8, 9,000 years ago, he said you would be where you at. Why are you there? See, going back to what I was saying, denying the power. Ain't nothing he done said that has not came to pass. Ain't nothing that he has said that won't come to pass, because it's all come to pass. See? But see, what we do is we want the glory. We want the honor. We want to disrespect him and profane him and wants to ride on Torah and try to make people think it's about what we're reading out of Torah. What we understand in the new. In the what they call the old. Because we can precept line, little here and little there. Sit down. Where's your power? You ain't got none. You ain't had none. Because that power is what moves everything. Everything. I've spoken to you all several times how I used to can be able to float out of my body up into the air, in the sky. And I used to can do it. The last time I was able to do it, I think I was 35 or 36. And I was saying to myself, I wonder, can I still do that? I remember I used to can do that. And I remember I used to can do that. And I just did it. It happened. I came straight out of my body and was up in midair and went outside because they was having an Easter egg hunt and was watching them have an Easter egg hunt and said to myself, I remember what I was saying. I said, oh, they still can't see me. And I always said, if I ever get in trouble, I'm going to ascend up so that they can't see me or get to me. Not knowing that my body is still low. When I'm going up, I ain't looking at what's low. Hallelujah. When he allowed me to ascend, to go up, I don't really say, where's my body at? Or am I, all I know is he allowed me to do these things. He allowed me to do these things. And I give him all glory and honor and praise. And y'all have to understand now, this is the all power. And I was his child. I mean, I was a baby, and he took care of me and made sure that I knew him and who he was. So that's why Sister Deborah can't afford to listen to what everybody else is saying and what everybody else is teaching and how they're teaching and how they're going by about teaching, because they're not giving him the glory. They're not giving him the honor. They're not giving him the praise, and they definitely ain't giving him the power. So I thank him for not drilling the idea of them denying the power. He said they would deny the power, but I thank him for not drilling it, because when he's not constantly saying it in every chapter or all up in the new that they're going to deliver, they was going to deny the power along with the great falling away. He didn't drill that over and over. No, he said it and let it go. It didn't matter, because he don't have to keep telling you something that's going to happen, because everything he said you ain't listened to. So why should he have it in every verse that denying the power? So when I see that, when he said that come out of her, I'm like, wait a minute, Father, y'all, you only said that in Revelation in a way that, at the end, right up in the end, you were saying come out of her, but you never really said it like that, because he's not about trying to beg you to accept who he is and his greatness, his excellence, being he is perfect. He is all good. He's all that and some. And he ain't out here to brag. He just know he is that and some. And look, you can think what you want, and that's it. And I like that, because it shows that he's got some humor and some smoothness about himself. Because when I can sit here and tell you when he say and denying the power therein, I already know what he's talking about. But I notice he ain't going up and down different chapters saying it, because he don't need to. Because he already know who's who and what's what. He don't need to warn you that you're going to deny the power. Here, Sister Deborah is living in this day and can tell you as a living witness that the power is never spoken, because no one cares. Oh, but wait, hold up. Hold up. The days that are before us. Sister Deborah talking about the power now. If you don't get to know him in the midst of really who he is, you're going to wish that you understood the power, because honestly, he wanted us to accept Yeshua HaMashiach, because the HaMashiach come ushering in the Ruach HaKodesh, and we accept him. But we have to accept everything that he has done and he has taught us to accept. Don't deny, because we want to have another a reason why this has to be this way, and accept your judgments that he has done throughout your nations. Accept it, accept everything he has done, everything he has said, accept it, embrace it. And reason why you accepting it, embracing it, because you're looking at the one that holds all power. He can do that. He can do whatever he want to do. Respect that. And know that he has everything that he said that he has. He is everything. Because there's going to come times, y'all, and that's the times we're in right now. A lot of people, I've told y'all over and over, the judgment of the whole house of Israel is right before us. And if you cannot see, that's on you, because the power is not before you, nor the fear of the Most High Yah is not given unto you as a gift. That's one of his gifts, the spirit of the Most High Yah, to fear Yah. What are you going to fear him for? You don't know nothing about him because you denied the power. But when you know about that power, you watch your mouth. You will teach this thing in the right order. You will give the people what they need, those that's thirst. But you don't care. It's about your power. You ain't got no power. You ain't got no power. You all are on these YouTubes, these Facebooks, this Instagram, this Patriot, all this old mess. Ain't got no power to make a difference in anything. Too much is going on. Too much is going on. Too much. And you ain't telling people that he has that power to do these things. Only reason why I know he has it because I've seen it. I've seen it even applied to my life. My testimonies, you can't see it, but it's all around me. You can't see it. I got it all around me. You can't even see it. You can't even discern it. So I've seen the power and act. I called on it and it was there. I had to check myself to say, okay, wait a minute, I better be careful in what I'm calling on. I know what it's capable of. And one thing, yes, about the Most High, don't come to him thinking you're going to run him with tears and control him with your mouth. That don't work. It's been it's probably been 17, 18 years when he told me, your tears is like icicles. Don't go there. So when I pray, I don't even get into that unless my spirit cries. And when your spirit is really crying out to him, it brings tears out of the natural. But outside of that, thinking he's going to no. That don't go with somebody who got that much power. He ain't got time for that. When you come before his throne in prayer, you recognize Yeshua HaMashiach. You ask him to take you to the throne of the Most High Yah. You grip his garment. He has a white robe that's all the way to his feet. You grip that thing and you tell him what you want. You tell him why you're there. But you make sure you recognize Yeshua HaMashiach. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, I come unto thy throne and I'm gripping your garment. And just begin to tell him the issue that he already knows. But see, we have to come to him like that, as if he is all that and some. Because guess what? In reality, he is. Just because we role playing and got on all these clown clothes and trying to look like a clown, trying to act like a clown, trying to be a clown, and trying to have a circus on these devil platforms, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. You don't understand the judgment of the Most High Yah is in the midst. Now what is happening is the fire's finna let loose, because it's things going on, and I mean being here myself, looking at things going on, and nobody's saying a word. One thing, when I say that, I kind of think of it as if this is what they get. And on the other end, I think of it like, but Father, if they ain't saying nothing now, it's going to get worse later. Let it get worse. This is what they want, because they want to see. They don't want to believe and trust in me now before it get real bad. They want to wait till it come up on them. Oh, y'all, we need you, y'all. Oh, no. You better get to know him now. Not in the midst of the turmoil, because you want him to get you. He gonna get you anyway if you already been got by him, because that's before the foundation of the world. You already know who's who and what's what. But a lot of people are walking on the dark side thinking they on the light side. And a lot of people on the light side is walking in the dark side thinking they in the light. And a lot of people in the dark side thinking they walking in the light. It's all screwed up. And no one giving him honor and praise and glory and representing his power, because we want it for ourselves, because we need it on this devil platform. We want the devil to know we got power. Look at all these people following me and liking me, praising my message. Wait for me in the morning. Wait for me in the noondays, in the noonday and the noon. Wait for me at night. They're always just waiting. I got the message. You ain't got nothing. Because nothing you got holds power. Nor, not only does it not hold power, it don't hold spirit and truth. So I, Sister Deborah, would say, anyone have anything in the live chat to add on or any questions? And do a study on the fear. And you'll find out what fear is. Fear is a gift from the Most High Yah. Look it up in your Bible. Find out what fear is. It ain't what people got you thinking. The honor is his. That's right. That is beautiful. And he is only. I like that. I love that, matter of fact. Vain and vax. You're right. It is max these days. Yep. I don't know if y'all saw that young guy. Mother was at the bus stop at 4 a.m. in the morning, catching the bus as she normally does, and he shot her up. And I think he had just turned 21, shot his mother up. And it's not just him. A lot of them doing it. The news is just not covering it all. I'm telling you what I know in the spirit. But those that is covering, I said, these are just the ones they want you to see. But it's greater than that, guy. Because if they show you this on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, or anybody show you on Twitter, these things, you best bet it's greater than what you're seeing. And even amongst other nations, it is greater. And it's actually happening. I want so bad, and I just can't. I want so bad to add that this jab is playing a role in what people are doing today. Because people are doing it now with no conscience, no mind, they got so much going for themselves and they go right outside and do something. I'm like, what is leading these people to do? But you know what? He said that which was in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. We see it. Yes. Yep, a lot of people didn't know fear was a gift. Look it up, because you know what? I thought, hey, I had the spirit of fear. And I thought it was just something I had because I did fear him like that. Because he was letting me know that fear that you have is not the gift that I give you. I have given you the spirit of fear, but let me tell you what the spirit of fear is. See, it's separate from the spirit of the flesh. See, the fear of the flesh. See, the spirit, the fear that is spirit is totally different from the fear that is flesh. Have you read that the Bible says all the time, not all the time, several times, fear thy Yah? It tells us that. So it's a different fear because he knows he did put a spirit, a gift, a spirit of fear on you. He knows that. And it's a gift, but it's a spirit. Yep. It's in the scriptures. And a lot, you're right, many lack fear. And a lot, now this is what the church will talk about. People don't have no fear. Many lack fear. That's what they talk about. They do. Yeah, but see, the people really don't understand that the pastor just said that he don't understand. He don't understand. Right. It's not, fear is not like that. You're right. That's very well said. The spirit of fear for the Most High Yah is not the same as the fear that we commonly experience. It's totally different. It is. It really is. because his fear is a gift from him. But if you, once you know about his power and put it in the right contents and really learn of his power, then you'll see, I'm scared of that. And you'll see it's not the type of scared like you would be if somebody jumped out and scared you. It's a total different fear. It ain't a fear that gripped you in the flesh. You know, it's a spiritual fear that's in your spirit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just look it up and you see. It's a gift. I didn't know it was a gift at first, though. I didn't. I know he said that fear thy Yah, but I was like, okay. But then when I learned, I say, but more and more I understand his power. It shows you why you need to fear. No fear at all. No consequences. No nothing. None whatsoever. They just go around doing whatever. Yeah. They sure will tremble. Mm-hmm. And that power, it's another thing that it's something in there saying how you can compress the spirit, or you could. And the reason many have done that, and the power to be able to use, I mean the right to be able to use the power, is because it's not active in people's lives, cause they believe so much of what everybody is saying out of their mouth. And a lot of people you're hearing, they don't have no power, but they got they walk around here like they got the power to teach you, but they don't have no power. And that's strange. And that even sounds strange, me even saying it, but yet they teaching you, you see, and they ain't got no power, but you sitting up with the power. And you even got the power to shut them up. But yet you sitting up under them, letting them tell you. And they don't have the power. That's crazy. Yep. And the reason why it makes you glad, because honestly, I've used it. I used it, y'all. Too many times. I know it's real. Too many times. Too many times. And guess what? I know I can still use it. Yep, look it up. It's in the Bible. How he gonna tell you to fear him if you ain't got nothing? You have to look at, if okay, anything the flesh has, it tries, the spirit has. So if the flesh got fear, the spirit has. Okay, how do the spirit get fear? It comes from of Yah. The flesh get it because the flesh is wicked and evil. Yes, our flesh. Okay, we got Luke 12 and 5. Psalms 30 for me. Psalms is going to come off. Psalm 35 off. Psalm 34 and 9. Psalms 34 and 9. Oh, fear Yahweh, ye his saints. Do you see what you just did? There you go. Just that alone, guess what I just learned? He's only giving it to his saints. Fear, oh fear, Yahuwah, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. You ain't gonna want for nothing because you fear him. It's a gift. It's a gift, y'all. And it has to do with him, coming from him. Because he wants us. He said, oh, fear Yahuwah, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. And that's coming Psalms 34 and 9. Beautiful. What was that other one? Luke. What else? Psalms 22. What was the other one? Luke 22 and 23. And 22 and 23. Okay. Psalms 22 and 23. Ye that fear Yahuwah, praise him. That's good. Somebody just said that, didn't it? Somebody said that earlier. Praise him, all ye the seeds, all ye the seeds of Jacob. Glorify him and fear him, all ye seeds of Israel. Now, fear him. Now, do you think Jacob's seeds, Israel, fears him? Do they? Honestly, think about that. They could care less. You would never hear them teach it because they'll say, we don't understand what the fear is. That's what they would say. They don't understand it because they never got into it. Just like his power. They never go as far as they can go understanding him and what he is and what he does and how powerful he is, how righteous he is, how just he is, how good he is, how he is, how perfect he is. No, they don't want to go through that. They want to teach you so you can see how good they are, how smart they are, how intelligent they are, how they can precept, they can line, they can little here. Oh, they know Torah. That's where they really sending it. So you can't really catch on to the fact that they're not sending you in the direction of the Most High Yah. So that's a really good one too. And that's Psalms 23. Psalms 23 and Psalms 22 and verse 23. Ye that fear Yahuwah, praise him. All ye the seeds of Jacob, glorify him and fear him, all ye the seeds of Israel. For he has not despised nor afflicted, neither have he had hidden his face from him. He has hidden it, but when he cry unto him, he hears. I hear that. Okay, we got any other? That was Luke 12. Luke 12. Luke 12. 12 and 5. Luke 12 and verse 5. Repent and correction comes from the fear of Yah. The fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom. There you go. There it is. You got it. Luke 12 and 5. Is that it? But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he has killed has power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Now you see what he said? Has the power. That's what has the power. That's has the power. That's what I'm talking about. They don't care about no power Yah has. They could care less about him being able to cast one into have the power to cast into hell. They don't care. It's not in them. That's why they don't teach it, nor do they preach it. But that's a good one there. That's Luke 12 and verse 5. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. This is Yahshua. Fear him which after he have killed have power to cast into hell. Ye, I say unto you, fear him. And you don't teach, you won't hear them teach that. You won't hear them teaching it because they think it's about what they want to teach, what they want to say. What's, they don't want you to know the things that we're going to have to turn to. Y'all might not understand this. These are things we're going to end up having to turn to. I know we think we got it and we rule and we run it and we control it and everything gonna go our way. But this here is good because it teaches you that this is what you have. If you don't have food stored away, but guess what? To know that he is the power, he'll see you through. You see? That it's like resting in his bosom, trusting their father to take care of his children because he has the power to do so. Okay, and we go Psalms 115 and 13. Psalms 115 and 13. He will bless them that fear Yahweh, both small and great. See, it's important. Ain't nobody they don't even know the power to fear. You see? They don't know. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. Yes, yes, yes. Psalms 115 and verse 13. He will bless them that fear Yahweh, both small and great. That's good. We got something back in Torah. Exodus 20. Let's see what it's saying up in there. 20 and 20. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for Yah is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your face, that ye sin not. Now, what is that's going to be before your face? He finna show you his power. You see what I'm saying? He finna show you his power. Don't fear, because when you see what I'm about to do, you see that power. But if people don't speak of who he is, what he's capable of doing, but you know what? Can a person really speak if they don't have the testimony to back it up? Can a person really teach it, the power, if they don't have the experience to support it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm thinking because there's so many signs from Genesis to Revelation showing you his power. And if you can't see it then, but then again, they haven't seen it in Genesis. They don't even know who Yeshua is, which the world and everyone else and many others call Christ. They don't know who the power is. They still don't know. See, it's a lot of things that's, you know what I will say? This book and everything that I've learned out of it as the Spirit has taught me in the wilderness. Let me tell you, I've learned that you'll never be able to master everything and get it and be sharp as a whip and be able to have an A to Z. Sister Deborah would tell you I only have from A to B. No, I give myself maybe A to C. And I'm a student of the Ruach HaKodesh taught from the wilderness. because the more and more I read it and I up under the Spirit, I realize how far the multitude are from Him, and it brings sorrow, but it also brings gladness that His prophecies has been fulfilled and are being fulfilled. In spite of the sorrow that many are being left behind, you still got to give the credit to whom it's due, and that is the Most High Yah, who have prophesied and told us and warned us over and over and over and over for I would say a million times. So I do feel good knowing that He have always had the light on. We just refuse to walk out of darkness into the light. So Sister Deborah would say that I am out. I think I've been on here, and I appreciate everyone coming out. I love you all, and thank you for coming out today and joining me here on the live chat, in the live chat. And I appreciate you all. And I must go. And I say you all have a wonderful night. Learn of that fear. Learn that fear. It's a lot in there about it, but you wonder, well, why would you be fearful of your father? You know, and it's just like any of us. If we even mom can say something, but if dad say something, we are more fearful by nature. If our father said something to us, you know, it's a different feel, you see. And that's the way that it is. But I say, Sister Deborah would say, I appreciate everyone in the live chat joining me today. And I say, love you all. And again, see you again. All praise to the Most High Yah. Hallelujah.